Hi investors. So in the last session we discussed about the balance sheets. In the earlier session of that we discussed about the annual report. So annual report has this financial statement which consists of three parts: the balance sheet, the income statement and the cash flow statement. So we already covered balance sheet in the last session. Hope you have understood what I have explained there. Now we come into the second session of the financial statement, which is the profit and loss statement, or otherwise called the income statement. So the profit and loss, otherwise called the income statement, is the second session of the financial statement out of the three, which again the name suggests gives you the profit and loss incurred by a company. As the name indicates, P&L helps us to find out whether an organization has made a profit or a loss. This statement is very important since, as we know, starting a business is ultimately to earn good profits. So earnings only will lead, like I explained in earlier sessions as well, will lead your stock prices high and hence create wealth for you. And also dividend yields, obviously. You might reconsider whether you wish to continue in a loss making company otherwise. There can be possibility that the revenue is high for a company but the expenses are so high that the company is bleeding off its profit, and vice versa if the company may be having very low revenue, like the management is very specific on picking up orders, and if at all he is picking up selected orders, he is ensuring that the profit margin is very high so that the figure or the last figure, that is the profit after tax you get in your hand, that may be higher even with a lower revenue. So that is why you should not just go with the figure of sales or revenue, but final thing which really matters is real profit. So the sales is normally called the top line, and the profit, which is the profit after tax, which is coming at the bottom after deducting all expenses and taxes, interest, etc., is normally termed as the bottom line. So top line is merely a means towards achieving a healthy and a strong bottom line. That is how the business works. So this statement tells us how the revenue or sales is converted to a profit of that company by managing the expenses smartly. Income statement or the P&L statement measures profitability of a firm and not its cash flow, unlike a cash flow statement. Here in this, whatever earnings or so-called profit after tax, which is PAT, where it is utilized, is it reinvested back into reserves, or is the dividend distributed, or even is it utilized for a capital expenditure or capex, or invested in some securities or mutual funds, or is it utilized for any share buyback, is not evident in the P&L statement. All these being mentioned in the clearly mentioned in the cash flow statement. So on the screen you can see revenue is like sales is what the important thing which drives the business. So that is the top line, as I mentioned. Then after that you have the expenses. So expenses, cost of the goods, the salary of the people, all these things will, the employees, all these things will come in the expenses. The travel expenses, transit expenses, etc. So expenses without including the D&A, that is the depreciation and amortization expense, and financial cost, which is the interest expense. So that will fetch you the revenue minus these expenses will fetch you the EBITDA. So EBITDA is nothing but the earnings before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization. So this is a normal word which is utilized in the financial statements or in the financial sector. So again, if you see one of the catch in the P&L statement is that you will not directly get the interest expense. which is the expense or the interest which the company is paying for the loans or debts it has taken from the lenders. So he has taken a 10 crore debt. So he has to pay at, say, at an interest of 8% or even 9%. So that is the interest expense for his loan. So that you will not get directly under a head interest expense, but under a head called finance cost. So finance cost normally comes under the expenses which is listed in the P&L statement. We'll come to the real case analysis of one of the balance sheet. So I'll explain it there. So after revenue and expenses, you will get EBITDA. Then again you subtract the depreciation and amortization expenses, which will fetch you the EBIT. This is the earnings before interest and tax. Then again this interest expenses, like I told, it is same as finance cost in the P&L statement. So that is deducted, and also the interest income tax, like whatever the 30% slab or whatever based on this, so that is also deducted. So that is finally you get the bottom line, which is nothing but the profit after tax, PAT, which is the most important figure as far as an investor is concerned, because other things are just getting added up to your free cash flow. So a balance sheet provides us how effectively a company's management uses its resources, versus in P&L statement it provides information about whether a company can generate profit by increasing its revenue or reducing its cost, or both. The fixed cost and the variable cost heads are mentioned in this statement. So the company can decide to increase the volume of sales or the sales volume to get the advantage of lower fixed cost, because fixed cost is always remaining the same. Only the variable cost, which we had earlier explained in the financial leverage or the operating leverage sessions, earlier session. So you can go back and check there. So fixed cost remains same. As the sales volume increases, the profit margin or the leverage increases, so the company can make more profit with an increased volume with a reduced price of the product or the finished goods. So as the finished goods product sales increases because of the lower cost, all the customers will come to this company and the sales volume increases, and also the revenue increases, and the bottom line also increases along with that. So all these things, whether company can do this or is it really effective, only we can gauge from this statement. So that is the importance of this income or the P&L statement. So on the screen you can see again the earnings per share, which is EPS, is nothing but the profit after tax minus the dividends which is given out to the shareholders. So profit after tax minus dividends divided by the shares outstanding will give you the earnings per share. So EPS is very important in financial figures for various ratios, and even we speak in terms of not market capitalization but a single stock value. So market capitalization, total market capitalization divided by shares outstanding will give you the price, particular price of a stock. So again, earnings per share is compared with this price, and how much yield, earnings yield is there. All these things are measured using this figure. Now you can see the screen wherein there is a real case example of one P&L statement I have taken here. So revenue from operation, which is a top line. Then you can see the expenses. I told you the expenses includes cost of material consumed, purchase of stock in trade, changes in investment, employee benefits, salary, that is depreciation and amortization expenses, other expenses. Now the financial cost I told, that is the interest income. So that we have to take it out to get the EBIT. So that already we explained in the last slide. So then after that you get the profit before tax, then the tax is deducted, then you get the profit after tax. So profit for the year, that is item 7228.15 crore. So that is the profit after tax in this P&L statement. So again other comprehensive income is added or subtracted, then you get the total income for that year. So there are profit from years that is discontinued operation, that is company has sold off or stopped some businesses. So the profit from those businesses are also listed here, which is also worth looking into. So after all these things, once the earnings is derived, then you have this earnings per share, which we already mentioned in the last slide. So income statement compared to balance sheet is simpler, but has very important figures of profit and loss. Next session we will discuss about the cash flow statement, which is the most important statement out of the all three. Happy investing.